Hello and welcome to the Fishing Guide Podcast. I'm your host, Brad Wiegmann. Tell you what, we got lots of people here. We have Dalton Thompson, right?
Thomas
from Grenada way, down that way, Mississippi. And then we have Ron Upchurch from PTG. Glad I got that right, aren't you?
Yeah. Grenada, Mississippi. Yeah.
There you go. Got to have that right.
That's right.
We are actually up here at Reel Lake up in Tennessee. We're here doing some fishing and doing a lot of casting. And we'd rather do more fishing here. But anyway, let's start with Mississippi. Let's start with you, Ron. What's new that's going on down your way?
Well, I guess 6 months ago we started out. We purchased a store in Greenville, Mississippi. That's our second location, PTG Outdoors over there. And we'll be doing pretty much all the boat maintenance on all the boat motors, all the major boats. And also, as a big deal for us, I mean, it's our first boat line we actually picked up. We picked up the Camus boat brand, and we're very proud of that.
Yep, I was in a Camus today.
Yeah,
very sharp bail.
Yeah, you're probably in Frank's Camus. Yeah, Frank.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's pretty sharp.
Yeah.
So, guides. Of course, you have guides that go through your store. Is that right?
We do. Dalton. I mean, he's one of them, and we try to accommodate all of them.
Right.
We have probably what I'd say is the best guides around. I mean, by far. These guys go above and beyond. Making the customer happy, and that's what makes our customers happy. These guys like Dalton.
Right. Let's talk about it, Dalton. So you guide full time down that way?
I do. This is my third full year, and I guide for Reel Crappie Guides.
Okay.
They're in Grenada. We touch mostly all of the bigger three in the North Mississippi, from Grenada to Enid and Sardis.
Right.
With the way the weather is and the way the fish act, sometimes we may have to bounce around, but obviously Grenada's are number one. And some people come down here only wanting to fish Grenada, but sometimes you have to,
Tell them the reason why sometimes you have to leave Grenada and go someplace else.
If you got a 20-mile-an-hour west wind, that would be one good reason. Obviously, if the fish aren't cooperating well, you want to go somewhere else, try to find some fish that are biting.
Right.
And we'll move around and accommodate to that.
How about time of year? Do you do it, you said full time, but do you do it every month of the year?
About 10 months out of the year.
Okay.
We'll run from February just about until Thanksgiving. We usually take off December and January. We're pretty avid hunters, so we try to get a little hunting time in that time of the year.
Yeah, so tell us, typically, are you spider rigging? Are you one poling? What's the deal?
It depends really on the time of year. Here recently we've been spider rigging, and it also depends on what you're looking to do. If you're wanting to come and learn how to live scope, we can do that. A lot of people just want to sit back and relax and catch fish. We'll put the poles out and we'll spider rig. Right.
So I went fishing with you. So we went out there on the water, big water. There happened to be some water to even put in at the ramp.
That's
right.
That's
so that was good. So as far as fishing goes, and you had to pick one, which lake would you pick as being the hottest one right now into spring? Because I know all lakes have peaks and valleys. Which one do you think right now is the hot one?
Well, they do. I mean, it really is like Dalton said. It depends on how they want to fish.
Right.
I think Grenada probably is still holding on a little bit to the casting. The spider rigging's probably getting a little better on Grenada, but we're fixing to run out of water. So that's, that sort of moves everybody to Enid or Sardis at that point, and both are great fisheries, plenty of fish. I know Dalton and them got up there all the time, like you said, and spider rigging's been very hot in both of those lakes here lately.
Both of them. And so people come and they want to stay, Dalton. Tell them about accommodations a little bit there. So I'm sure they call up and they go, how's the fishing? How much does it cost? And where can I stay?
Right. Yeah, so we have obviously several hotels in town, but we also have several places that we can accommodate people. We've got several different cabins and Airbnbs and whatnots just within 5 minutes of the lake that we could put you up and be, within any of the lakes really. And depending on where we're going to fish, we'll kind of foreshadow before you get into town and see where we're going to be to kind of put you closer to where we're going to be fishing so you don't have that much of a drive. We've got places, close to Grenada and close to other lakes as well.
Let's talk about there's some good places to eat in town. around Grenada? I know because I ate at some of them.
Yeah, there's some great places to eat. I mean, everything that's open at night in Grenada is great. Is a great place to eat. Is you can eat anywhere from Mexican No Way Jose to steaks, Jake and Rips, Kennel Club, Orleans, 333. I mean, there's just a hodgepodge of them, and all of them are great eating, great service for food.
So you're opening it up, the dealership. It's already been opened up. Are they going to do electronic installs in both of them, or is just one of them going to?
No, we do the full rigging at both locations.
Oh, all right.
So Minn Kota, Power Pole, Lowrance, Garmin, Humminbird, all those.
Right.
So we're certified ASEs, certified installers for those and service centers. So if somebody has a problem with one of them, even though you didn't buy them from us, you can bring them to us, and we can usually cover it under warranty or get you fixed up.
Right. So. You have some tackle there. Is that correct?
Yeah. We do have tackle. And
I forget about that. That part of the story. You guys, all you see is those electronics, and you are put blinders on.
Yeah. No, we have a lot of tackle, and the tackle side is growing. In our Greenville store, we've got about 3,500 square feet that we have tackle and graphs and all that in for them to walk in the door and look at. And in Grenada, we're actually remodeling that. We're pretty excited about that. We're fixing to have probably about 4,000 square feet of showroom on that, so we were really excited about that. And we're going to have everybody's rods, everybody's tackle, so you walk in that store, hopefully you'll be able to pick out something you like.
I thought you were going to just drop the PICO in there. I thought you were just going to slide
in there.
them.
They're going to be in there. Yeah,
you're going to slide that in there since they're our show sponsor.
Yeah.
I thought you might just slide.
I was holding that out for last. But the PICO will be there. Mitch has been there. He's getting it set up, and hopefully we're about 3 weeks out.
He actually has Vanguard tackle now. He has the line of terminal tackle that is for everything from tools to swivels to hooks, Aberdeen hooks, just like real simple stuff and stuff that you would maybe go someplace else.
Sure.
Now you'd be able to one-stop shop.
Exactly, and he showed us that. So we're excited about that too.
Yeah. So what do people use mostly when they're one poling with you? What's your favorite bait? And tell us your bait, your line, your rod. Tell us what you're using. Poling.
Of course, it depends on what time of the year it is and what our water clarity is and what our fish are doing. Here recently, throughout the summer into the fall, we'll have clear water. We can use a bigger jig. We can cast to them. Those fish will chase it down and eat it. More you move into the spring, when we get really muddy water, our clarity is not very good. The fish can't see very well. And much like today out here, you got to use a long pole, and you have to hold that jig in that fish's face to manipulate a bite or just run him off. Sometimes you may have to chase him 400 or 500 yards before he'll bite it. And it can be tough like that. But most of the time when I'm single poling, if I'm casting, I'm using a 6 or 7 foot casting rod. Okay. I'll use a 1/4 ounce jig to start out with because it's easy to cast. And if they're not wanting that, then I'll work smaller. Then I'll try some different colors. If I'm in the spring and I'm having to hold that jig in that fish's face, again, I'll start out with a 1/4 ounce, or I'll work smaller with a sinker on there, and then I'll play with colors from there.
And so the baits, are they moving baits, or are they shed shaped baits?
They're just a single jig, and when I'm casting to them, I'll use something a little larger with a little more action on the swim tail of it. And then pretty much the same thing whenever you're long poling. You may use something a little smaller, not quite as much action on it, where you can hold it still on them, and they can see that bait.
Long pole. What are you using for long poles?
I'm using a 16-foot rod, so I can just reach out there and try not to spook that fish, but also stay far enough away from him where I won't spook him, and I can get a jig to him.
And then when you're spider rigging, what are you using? What's your rig? How many poles and how's it set up?
It's 4 poles per person.
Okay.
And typically we run 2-person trips. So we'll set 2 people up front, and each person will have 4 poles out the front, and we'll just move real slow and push menace, and you can use a live scope to watch for fish, and I can pretty much tell you when a fish is going to bite, so you can be watching that pole and ready for it.
Is there a number of rods? Is there a law for the number of rods that you can have out on Grenada?
There's 4 per person.
4 per person.
Yes, sir.
So
and then so you can, I've had 3 people on my boat, or 4 people even at times, and we've had 12 to 16 rods out. However, you can still only catch 40 fish per boat. So A lot of times what I'll tell them is we'll just put 8 poles out the front and take turns, because when you have one person, me running around a boat, chicken with my head cut off, right? So I'm trying to watch 16 poles. Well, 8's enough, so we'll take turns, and you still catch plenty of fish that way. And then, like I said, I've also put out extra poles for more people. If that's what you prefer, then we'll get it done.
Long 10-foot rods, 12,
16 footers.
16 footers. Yes, and what's your setup for that?
Most of the time running, depending on the time of the year, early in the year, we'll pull jigs, pull road runners
out the
back. We'll do like 1/4 ounce to 1/2 ounce. And then also, if I'm pushing out the front, depending on what the weather's doing or what the fish are doing also, how fast they're liking it, I'll use a double rig where I'll use two hooks, about 1.5 foot apart. And then on the bottom, I'll run a weight, depending on what the weather's doing again or how fast I'm moving. I'll use a 1 or 2 ounce weight on the bottom.
Is there a law according to how many hooks you can have per line?
Yes, sir. It's 2 per pole.
2 per pole. Yep. So that puts you right in there.
Yep.
So who cleans the fish?
Do
you take them over to to Ron?
Well, I've tried to get Ron to clean them, and we just can't work out a deal.
It's a no-go.
It's worth a try.
That's right. We take care of cleaning them. We bag them and everything. That way, when you get ready to hit the road, you hit the road running. And
nice.
Yep, on the way home.
Yep, that's pretty good. Kind of like your shop, one-stop shop now.
That's right.
You can get your tackle.
That's right.
Get your boat fixed.
That's right.
Get your tackle. Head off to the lake.
That's
and if they don't have it at PTG, they can get it.
That's
and
right.
If you got something wrong, they can fix it. I can tell you that from firsthand experience, and I think I can speak for anybody from in and around Grenada, also the people that come from all over the country to fish the tournaments.
Right.
I know several people that have had problems, and they can go up there on a Saturday morning if they need to, and PTG will fix them right up.
Yep. So tournament circuits, do you know of any that are coming next spring to your area?
All of them are coming
all
next spring.
I mean,
no doubt. Yeah, crappie. I guess crappie masters, I know for sure. And then we've got the ACT coming, and I think we probably might have a new NCL, National Crappie League, maybe coming.
That's right.
So, and there's a couple of more. I mean, actually, we're throwing 2 tournaments this year ourselves through the chamber, through the tourism.
Right.
And one of those are going to be one of those deals where we have crankbait only.
Right.
And
I like to hear that.
Oh, we fill up. We had 67 boats last year. It's $100 entry fee,
right.
And hopefully we can lure PICO into coming in and coming aboard and being part of it as well. And I know Mitch said he would, so we're looking at growing that relationship too. But that's an awesome event, and then we're going to have a new event this year that's never been had on Grenada that I know
What's
of.
That?
Where you'll actually you can weigh up to 3 different type species, a catfish, a crappie, or a bass, and you pay like $50 per species, and you can weigh in per hour. So we'll have that weigh in at the main landing there every hour and pay out money every hour. And we're going to involve kids and all that. It's going to be a big deal for Grenada.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And that's the only 2 that go out of your store?
That's the only 2 that go out of our store, right.
Okay.
Right.
Yep, that sounds good. That takes us up to PICO time. Of course, we've been kidding about PICO Lures, but they are actually our sponsor of the show. They have a complete line of hard and soft baits, and basically for all the game fish that's out there swimming, you can catch them on there. The great thing about their crankbaits is now they have 5 brand new colors.
They do.
And some of them are specific for that area of Mississippi that Mitch kind of held off a little bit, but now he hasn't held off. So now we've put that out there so people can see. PICO Lures also has a line of tackle called Vanguard Tackle, which is terminal tackle and includes tools too, and they're all very reasonable, good quality products that are out there. So if you want to check out more about them, you're going to go to PICOLures.com. If they want to find out more about your guide service, where would they go?
You can find us online at reelcrappieguides.com, or you can look us up on Facebook or Instagram at Reel Crappie Guides. That's REEL Crappie Guides.
All right.
Like a reel on a fishing pole. And you can give us a call. You can call me personally at 662-614-3229. Again, my name is Dalton Thomas, and we can set you up from there.
And if they want to find out more about your stores, Ron?
Yeah. PTG Outdoors, we are online, ptgoutdoors.com. Facebook, PTG Outdoors, Instagram, the same thing. And you can call us at our Greenville or Grenada location at 662-459-9311.
Okay. If you can give one tip to an angler that's going down there to fish that North Mississippi areas, those 3 lakes, what would it be?
Pay attention to the weather. We see it every year. People coming down that just don't pay any attention to it or any mind to it. And any east or west wind, if it gets up to 10, 15 miles an hour, do not put in on the opposite end of that lake. We see it every year. People just don't take it into account, and before they know it, it's too late.
Okay. All right. Beware, but it's a great fishery to come down. So.
I've got a good tip for them, too.
Okay, all right.
Call PTG Outdoors before you come down, and we'll line you up, and we'll tell you what lakes, are accessible. Right now, we've got pretty much 2 ramps you can get in at Grenada, so we're keeping very close watch on that. And like I said, we can help you out with colors and all that, and just stop by the store, stop by and see us.
All right, sounds good. Like I always like to end the show, make sure you keep your hook sharp and your lures in the water.